was, I gotta be really careful about what I say, what I do, because it gets people excited and it's fun and those kind of things. But again, you gotta be very cautious about where you put yourself. And that's why you always get down low and give them the hand, like I say here, and then say their name and then greet them. And try to get them down on the side. That way you're not right front. You're right in front of somebody, you know, like right whatever eye level is this, or sometimes it could be even down there, because that's how you are. Yeah, especially laying in the bed, when they're looking at, yeah, this area. So just be aware of what they're seeing, because again, with dementia, you know, our normal vision, it gets narrowed about here, when we're like age 65 and older, our vision narrows, our peripheral vision narrows. But when in dementia, because we see with these guys back here, it goes down to scuba mask, and it goes down to binoculars. So put binoculars on and see what you see around. Very narrow. So yes. So be thinking about that when you're working with somebody or chatting with somebody. It's like, just put your fingers around there like this, and you look at their vision. That's what they're seeing. Be very well aware of that. So you have to turn your head to see something. And again, everything's a little slower because of your processing in your brain. All right, so we're going to close by singing a song, okay? I have to bring a song back. But this is actually a song written by Teepa. It's done to the tune of Amazing Grace. And it goes like this. It says, come from the front, go slow, get to the side, get low, offer your hand, call out the name, and wait. Dot, dot, dot. Wait, wait, wait. That's hard for me. If you try, then you will see how different life can be for those you're caring for. So I'm going to point right here. So if you don't want to stand up, if you don't want to stand up, you don't have to. And if you go on, well, say Teepa Snow and say Positive Approach Song, just wake up. So here we go. Come from the front, go slow, get to the side, get low. Offer your hand, call out the name, and wait. Okay. If you try, then you will see how different life can be for those you are caring for. All right. So I do want to say there's a couple of things that Teepa Snow has on her website, and there's some really great free resources on YouTube. You can go on YouTube, pick out Teepa Snow eating, Teepa Snow bathing, Teepa Snow driving. You name it, Teepa Snow, fill in the blank. There's a video about it.
There's a brand new one for couples, which I found amazing.
Good.
They're interviewing a husband and a wife going through this disease. So the husband has the memory loss, and I've got it on email, and I can send it out to the world. But I found it really interesting, especially if you're. It's, I don't know if it's on YouTube. She sends out a letter, but look for it.
So the
Mr.
other
and
thing
Mrs.
that's
Benton.
free is if you're into a podcast, which is radio shows that you can grab on your phone. It's a little purple spot on your phone. She has a free podcast called Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. And it's about a 30-minute listen to a program. And she has about 40 of them out now. They're free. You can download them from your phone, or you can actually go on the computer. But it's called Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. If you're big into using your phone to listen to audiobooks, you can download it through iTunes, but you'll find it. And if you're on a computer, you can do it on the computer as well. But it's not visual, it's just audio, so you're just listening. But it's great, and it's free. and it's free, and it's really good stuff. And last thing I would like to say, if you love Keep Us Snow like I do, she's having a conference in Raleigh, your state, in November 17th to 19th. It's not too far from here, and it's very reasonable. It's like $250, and that's just for the base price. But it's 2.5 day conference. It's for not only for care partners, it's also for people living with dementia. They're going to have people living with dementia there as well. It's also people, I'm actually one of her presenters. She was about 10 presenters. So mine is on caregiving stress and how to use music to enrich our health. So I'm really excited because I get to talk to people that are active care partners, how can they stay healthy with music. So that's coming up in Raleigh.
Do you have information for you as a music therapist?
Yes, I have cards for music therapists.
Did you not get a
Yeah.
program?
I will give.
I wanted to make sure you could reach Becky right in your
And
program.
thank you so much, and
Right
I do
there.
have,
Yep, got
if
it.
you'd like to fill out a survey, I have surveys for people who like to fill out a survey. If you'd like to keep track of what I'm up to, I have a newsletter, I can put you on my newsletter list. I
It's a great
promise I
newsletter.
won't spam you, and I won't spam you, trust me. And last but not least, the Outer Banks Presbyterian.
You're in church, I had that flyer.
So there's a flyer out there. I'm actually coming back to the Banks September 18th, which is a Wednesday. This is where I'm really in my element. I'm doing a community music program at the Outer Banks Presbyterian. It's free and open to the public. It's 1 o'clock. It's a Wednesday afternoon from 1 to about 2:30. Outer Banks Presbyterian. It's mostly how to use music to enrich our health. And it's for active. It could be for people living with dementia, because music is a gift that's retained through the disease. Okay?
And the Presbyterian Church has a festival of hymns this Sunday at 4 o'clock for you music lovers. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Virginia Brass is coming to sing with the choir.
Awesome. Great. Anybody have any last minute questions? It's about 5 minutes to 3. Yes?
I just had an observation. So much of what we talked about today, with my experience with young children, seems to be very similar. Giving them the you pick the outfits, but you give them the options. You're helping them direct their focus. You're helping them with their motor skills. So a lot of times, anyone that has ever dealt with aging parents or grandparents know that a lot of this is the same. The no, I don't want to do this. I don't want. So is that a fair comparison or is that an unfair comparison?
It's a very, yes, what happens, brain development, so with dementia, your brain's regressing, it's going backwards. So you gotta find out what stage they are with their brain development. So the last thing you tell them is the first thing they're gonna forget. If they don't remember, short-term memory is gone. Short-term memory, so what you tell them last, they're not gonna remember. So what happens as time goes on, what they retain is stuff that happened when they were a child. So to answer Michael's question, is it can be very similar, but you don't want to treat them like children.
Right.
Don't get the mommy voice. I have a hard time because I have a mommy voice. My kids are now teenagers, but still have a mommy voice.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. But it's a tone of voice. You don't want to treat them like children, but you got to think, okay, how can I, give my mother or my father or my aging parent dignity and respect, but not treat them like a child. Because your relationship's going to change, but you still want them to be your mother or your father. So yes.
But the huge difference is, a 7-year-old, you can reasonably say, don't drive the car. Or try to tell your husband or your mom, don't drive the car. That is, because they've got life experiences where they've already done these things. And you have, as Becky said, you have to respect that they're adults. I mean, that's a big difference.
Child you add with an adult you take away.
Right.
Yes.
Delicately.
Yes.
Kindergarten, and so you learn to phrase the question so knows the right answer.
Right.
Correct. All right, well, I thank you again so much, and thank you, Gail, for facilitating this. And then I have, if you'd like to fill out a quick survey, I would greatly appreciate it, but not everybody needs to fill one out. If you'd like to fill one
We should
out.
nominate him.
And then a couple there.
Will that help you?
Yeah, I just need a couple filled out. But don't feel like you have to know much.
Yes.
Don't feel like you have to.